Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to Him belong. They are weak, but He is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me, He who...
The Philippines for Christ Summer Mission Team is a summer mission team comprised of students and staff from Pensacola Christian College. For all those who prayed for us and gave financially, thank you so much. Or in Filipino we say maraming salamat. We hope this video will be a blessing to you.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes.
One of the blessings of ministering here in the Philippines is the many ways and opportunities there are to get involved and to share the gospel openly in many different areas.
One of the great privileges we had on as a team is leading 2 youth rallies. I personally got to preach at one of them, and it was just great to see the many professions of faith by some of these teenagers to accept Christ as their Savior.
So I had the opportunity this year to speak to about 200 ladies at a ladies conference at Subic Bay Baptist Church. There were young moms, older ladies who have raised all their children. There were some young ladies who weren't even married yet. They're just working their way through school.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes.
We had the privilege to go into the public schools this year, and when we did, our team split up into 8 different groups and went into the schools. At the end, we ministered to over 600 people, but not only that, at the end, many of these children made professions of faith.
As a pastoral ministries major, one of the things I'm always looking for is how to connect to the people I'm with. And in the Philippines, basketball is definitely how you connect with the people.
One of my favorite parts of this missions trip was definitely visiting the children's home. I had the opportunity of coming here about 5 years ago, and it was really neat to see some of these kids all grown up and to seeing how much they remembered me.
Being able to preach in a bus was kind of a unique experience. Being able to see the other pastors from Subic Bay have an opportunity to preach every single Tuesday was very encouraging.
Here in the Philippines, we've been able to host right around 20 Bible clubs, and for these Bible clubs, we were able to feed the kids both spiritually and also physically. So for the feeding ministry for these Bible clubs, many of the kids, this was their only meal for the day.
While we're in the Philippines, we had the opportunity to go to a local hospital and just minister to the people there. Going into my junior year as a nursing student, it was just interesting to see the differences between the hospitals here and also the hospitals back in America.
Thankful that we were able to share that time together and just be an encouragement and a blessing to each other in that way.
Just relating to them and just reaching souls for Christ alongside of people that are across the world from us.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. The Bible tells me so.
At Subic Bay Children's Home, what they do is every week they have a weekly basketball tournament. And the week that we were there, we were able to have a basketball clinic for the kids there. We had about 75 kids come out, and it was a big draw because the Americans were there to teach them how to play basketball. And after the end of the clinic, after we taught them how to do basic basketball, whether it's offense or defensive drills, we were able to give a gospel presentation, and several kids raised their hands after the invitation was given.
Yes, Jesus loves me.
You know, in the hospitals in America, we have a lot of different resources and amenities available to us. You know, we might have 1 to 2 people to a room, but whenever we're at this hospital, we went to a room that maybe had 8 to 10 people in one room with all their families, and they're all suffering from the same disease. And it's honestly just really heartbreaking to see. But I was so glad that we're able just to go there and minister to them and be able to encourage them. We went from room to room, singing songs and sharing verses, and also my favorite part was just going around and getting to pray with each of the people there.
His little child come in. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me.
I loved getting to spend time with them, getting to eat with them, play games with them, just singing with them. They have so much joy and love, and they give you their whole heart within just a few days of knowing them.
Jesus.
One of these ministries was the prison ministry that we got to go to. Every week they have a Bible study where about 150 of the inmates get to attend out of the around 3,000 that might be there. And they get to have a Bible study, they get to sing with them and just worship the Lord. And they've seen souls saved through that ministry. And it's also a blessing just ministering alongside of those pastors and Bible students that are there at the college.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus.
We talked about anxiety and depression and how to biblically handle the thoughts that come into our minds. It really was a blessing for me to see their responses. There was a lady there who also gave her testimony. She's a former Philippine Basketball Association player, and she just shared her personal struggles with the crowd there as well. And it was a blessing even to me to hear that, what she was going through and just her positive outlook and the way that she's leaning on the Lord through all of the things that she's going through in her life.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me.
And this was just an open door for us to be able to have these kids come back week after week to be able to play basketball, but also hear the gospel time and again.
So it was such a blessing to be able to not only feed them, but also teach them the gospel. We were able to reach hundreds of kids, and there are at least 15 professions of faith.
I think it was a blessing through the skits, the music, and through the preaching that these kids were able to see Christ in us.
I'm just really glad that we had the opportunity to come here on this trip and just minister to people there, especially those in the hospital during their greatest time of need.
It was definitely really cool to see God working in each of their lives. And a lot of these kids are abandoned and orphaned, and having a place like the Children's Home where they're shown daily that they're loved and that they're wanted is just a blessing to be a part of.